President Trump announced moments ago that he has signed an executive order extending a deal for a deadline for TikTok.
The president's order will keep the app online for another 75 days. TikTok's Chinese-based parent company originally had until tomorrow to sell the app to an American buyer. Otherwise, it could have been banned from U.S. app stores.
Morning News Now anchor Savannah Sellers has been following the TikTok from the beginning and joins us now. So, Savannah, what else did the president say about this executive order and the status on a possible deal here?
Yeah, so you guys hit the headline, of course, which is the fact that there are 75 more days. Now, according to the president's executive order, though, I will point out that is different than the 90 maximum days that were given in the original law for the president to decide to extend at their discretion. So that remains to be seen if anybody, China hawks on the Hill, that type of thing, decide to make a fuss over that. But what else he said here, which is quite interesting, is he tied this to tariffs. The reason that is interesting is because they may very well have complicated things here. I mean, just hours after the president had said on Truth Social that Trump had played it wrong, that China had played it wrong, that they had panicked with those tariffs that they slapped on the United States just today, he now says he wants to negotiate in good faith with China. That was part of this executive order. He said, we hope to continue to work in good faith with China, who I understand are not very happy about our reciprocal tariffs. Another thing that he pointed out here, which I know is a huge question for users of the app, he does not want TikTok to go dark, he says. Now, of course, users of the app who love the app will remember back in January, it did go dark for just about 12 hours. And they've been wondering, would the same thing happen if we hit that deadline and nothing has happened? Well, first of all, obviously, he has extended the deadline. But another thing to keep in mind is just that simple fact that the president himself has said he doesn't want it to go dark. Back in January, that was not the case. President Biden had been very tough on the app. He had signed this into legislation himself, and that is particularly why the app went dark at that time.
Savannah, so much there. I just want to clarify. So you're saying that now the president's saying maybe the TikTok deal gets kind of wrapped up in negotiations with China over the tariffs?
Kate, that is exactly right, and it's certainly noteworthy. It's smart of you to point it out. We've heard him now say, even as recently as yesterday, that he could see himself tying this to that maybe he would give China a little reduction in tariffs, was a quote of his, should they push a TikTok deal through. Obviously, though, what we've seen unravel over the last 48 hours is the fact that Trump slapped those tariffs on China, and then China did so right back. You have to wonder, I'm certainly wondering, as somebody who's been covering this closely, the fact that China reacted in that way, again, with Trump saying today that they played it wrong. He posted to Truth Social. Does that have something to do with the fact that we are not getting an announcement today, that was not able to be a motivating factor for China, who ultimately has to approve this?
Savannah Sellers for us, tracking it all. Savannah, thank you.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.